things. CSK won the toss and elected to bat first, and they came with a change. DJ Bravo sitting out and Josh Hazelwood coming in. They started off pretty well in the power play, scoring 43 runs, but loss of 2 wickets, which is what we spoke in the pre-match analysis. And 7 to 10 overs, we just scored 13 runs and lost 2 wickets. Typically 56 runs for the loss of 4 wickets in the first 10 overs. And the next 10 overs was a little bit on a slacky side. 11 to 14 overs, we scored 29, and 15 to 20, that's where the acceleration happened. Dhoni and Jadu doing a good partnership, but end of 18th over, Dhoni got run out and scored 40 runs with loss of 1 wicket in the last 6 overs. So surface was a little bit stopping bit. RR spinners, they did a great job. 8 overs, they gave 32 runs and 23 dot balls bowled by the spinners of RR. So end of the day, the score happens to be 125 and leaving the target of 126 to Rajasthan to chase. Let's get to our guest, Mr. Tarun. Tarun is online. Tarun, thank you for joining, Tarun.
Yep.
125, we spoke 170, Tarun, but 125, is it good enough in this wicket?
Yeah, we were discussing 170 was required, but after looking at the wicket and the way it behaved initially, I thought 150 would be a defendable score with the bowling that we have. But we were at least 20-25 runs short. Okay. I mean, the batsmen never got going, right from Curran to Duplessis. Yeah. The partnerships was never there. Top 5 hardly, scored like 5.5 runs per over. And right. We spoke a lot about intent. Surprisingly, that was again missing today in the batting, especially the top order. I don't know, that's something completely amiss. Although the runs weren't flowing and the wicket was too paced and it got much slower as the innings progressed, but I think they should have probably pushed the escalator, and we still have a lot of batting to come. Shardul can whack a couple out of the ground. Chahar is a good hitter as well. So I don't know. After 12-13, it was actually baffling. I couldn't believe the intent was missing again.
Yeah, Tarun, you were mentioning about two-paced wicket. Being a cricketer, I know what two-paced wicket is. But for the benefit of viewers, if you can just tell me, you are a batsman. You've been in this cricketing circuit, and you would have crossed like this kind of pitches. How would you react to two-paced wickets as a batsman?
Yeah, so basically two-paced is. You expect a ball to come in a certain trajectory, expect a certain bounce. You get used to the bounce of the wicket when the wicket is true. But when it is too paced, you never get used to it. The only way that you get used to wicket is spend some time, score runs. The more you spend time in the middle, the better you get. So what was more important is build partnerships. Play as partner with a guy, understand the wicket, take the game deeper. But albeit the runs not coming, there was no partnerships at all, like 20, 13, 8. These are not the scores that we expect when there's a two-paced wicket. We need partnerships in the. We even discussed about not losing a wicket, even if it's going to be like 40 runs, yes. Even if it's 40 after 6 overs, but without loss or a wicket would have been ideal. But I think we lost 2 in the power play, and by the end of 10 overs, we were almost 4 down, which again, leaves too much for Dhoni to do. Once again, he had to steady the ship, and by the time he settled, there was an unfortunate run out. So this is what I'm saying. Lack of intent. There was no coordination between the batsmen. Coming back to your question, two-paced wickets, just something that you don't get used to the bounce. It all comes down to the bounce. When the bounce is not true, you call it two-paced. And usually, generally, subcontinent wickets, especially UAE, it gets slower. And these are all dropped in pitches as well. So you cannot trust a wicket based on its history. So although they're playing on a fresh track, it behaved much slower than expected. So there you go. That's two-paced.
Yeah, thank you so much for explaining to the viewers. Like you said, like we discussed in the pre-match analysis, we should not be losing wickets upfront, which is in the power play. Unfortunately, we lost 2 important wickets, in the power play. Faf going out early. Watson that's a kind of gave a wrong sense to the CSK's batting side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as a fan, I would always want CSK to come back strong in the second innings, by bowling some extraordinary spells in upfront. Okay, ideally, what do you think? What do you expect from the bowling unit?
I mean, we have too little to defend. We need to be honest about it. But nevertheless, there's no harm in trying, and I'm sure they'll come back harder. They'll try to pick early wickets. That's the only way. And when we were looking at when we were watching Jofra bowl, even the medium pacers, Karthik Tyagi, there was movement even in the 17th, 18th over. So that's a positive that the bowlers can look up to. We have Chahar, who's a genuine swinger of the ball. Shardul also
Yeah.
swings, and Josh as well. He also moves the ball around. So if you want to look at the positives, yeah, these three things can probably pump the unit up. And initial wickets like 2 down or 3 down within the power play, you never know.
Yeah. I mean, that's there with Abu Dhabi wicket because Abu Dhabi ground is a little bit open, so
Yeah,
the airflow is there.
yeah,
Probably you will get that early on swing, and that too we have Josh Hazelwood who can bowl 140, who's a tall bowler.
and can
Bouncing
move
it.
around. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
So I mean, yeah. Let's see how things go in the second innings. Like you discussed, like you said, we have to do a great job from bowling.
yeah,
Of course, I've seen in my experience, I've seen a lot of low total defending. Teams who are defending in the low total, they've sort of coming with a big heart.
yeah.
Doing they don't have anything to lose here. It is
True.
just probably the batting unit has to lose their control.
Yeah.
So control is still with CSK, I believe. Early on, like you said, if we pick 2-3 wickets in the power play, you never know. Things would drastically change in terms of CSK's favor.
Yeah. Yeah, how much ever you talk, discuss tactics and strategies, it is important to pick wickets. Once you pick wickets, like 2 or 3 down within the power play, the entire confidence of the team can turn around. That's when captain, is suddenly looming large against your opponents, and you look up to the captain, and the bowlers are pumped up. The adrenaline completely changes the complexion of the game, and I hope that happens today to CSK because that is the only way that it's going to be possible. The game is
Yeah.
going to be possible.
I mean, absolutely. Thank you so much, Tarun, for joining.
Yep.
Dear viewers,
Pleasure. Pleasure.
like the expert Tarun has told, this has been a two-pace wicket, and two-pace wicket bowlers have a lot of things to do in the second innings. Probably we might get back very, very strong, which is what every CSK fan would urge for. And picking 3 wickets in power play would definitely give a major breakthrough for Chennai Super Kings, and we will expect and hope to happen then. Thank you so much for tuning in this particular segment of mid innings review. We will, continue connecting to this space for more such updates about CSK's match. We will keep you buzzing with a lot of interesting guests who will be sharing their thoughts about CSK and how to improve and where we are getting wrong. Everything, all aspects of cricketing activities we will be discussing. Thank you so much for joining in this particular segment of Equi One Cricket Show with Equitas Small Finance Bank.